I'm really big on free speech. I'm really big on freedom of the press. And I created a video over an incident that happened to a man named Tommy Robinson, where he is thrown in jail for reporting on a case from the street, sharing information that was already public on a trial that ended. And I was just comparing the coverage from the BBC with the coverage from here in the States, Fox News, and talking about the differences of freedoms between the States and the UK. In the UK, a judge has the power to order a media blackout of the entire country. In the States, the judge doesn't have that kind of power. If we have a jury which we are afraid is going to be persuaded on a high-profile case by the media, we sequester the jury. We don't sequester the entire country. So it was an opinion piece showing the difference between these videos and difference between these freedoms and the difference between this media coverage. I think in the UK, the journalists are afraid of the government. You can tell that when they speak about certain topics, they're like walking on eggshells. And obviously, I don't think that's how the press should be. I don't think the press should be afraid of the government, which it obviously is in the UK. But anyway, you could agree, you can disagree, whatever. Well, I get an email from YouTube, which is basically a big FU email, and it really highlights why we need to have an Internet Bill of Rights. We should have individual freedoms and liberties, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and we shouldn't be treated this way by these large companies such as YouTube or Facebook or Twitter. And this email that's sent to me, I'm going to read it right now. Hi, Individualism, Philosophy, Religion, Politics. Your video, BBC versus Fox News, free Tommy Robinson, was flagged to us by the YouTube community. No, it wasn't. It wasn't flagged by the YouTube community. It was flagged by one person, some uptight whiner, whatever, who disagreed with the video and then flagged it. It wasn't the entire community. Upon review, we have placed restrictions on how the video will be shown. Please note that your video will continue to be available on YouTube, but now with a bunch of restrictions. Your video content restrictions. We believe in the principles of free speech, even when that speech is unpopular or potentially offensive to some viewers. Well, obviously they don't. However, YouTube doesn't allow hate speech or content that promotes or incites violence. Nothing like that was in this video. But now listen to the following language. In some cases, flagged videos that do not clearly breach the community guidelines. Okay, if it's not clearly breaching the community guidelines, you shouldn't be censoring it. You shouldn't be putting any restrictions on it. But whose content is potentially controversial or offensive. So let me read that again. Flag videos that do not clearly breach the community guidelines, but whose content is potentially controversial or offensive, may remain up, but with some features disabled. How is any YouTube creator going to create anything that may not be potentially controversial or offensive? How do you play by those rules? Your video will be shown after a warning message. In addition, certain features such as comments, the video had over 1,000 comments. People watch the video and they're taking effort into commenting on the video, and now they've all been silenced. Over 1,000 people have been silenced that left comments on this video, and there were people that disagreed with me. Everybody's silenced. And suggested videos have been disabled. No thumbs up. You can't see thumbs up versus thumbs down. You can't share the video. Sharing was turned off. Your video is also ineligible for monetization, which doesn't affect me any because my whole damn channel isn't eligible. And I know that because I applied over 6 months ago and haven't heard anything. I asked them for an update, didn't receive anything, so obviously they're not monetizing my channel. But the thing that gets me is they don't even tell me why. And flagging this video, you notice nowhere do they say why. Nowhere do they point specifically what in the video got it flagged. That is absolutely unacceptable. And once again, why we desperately need an internet Bill of Rights to protect individual rights. I mean, in the States, we have a First Amendment, we have freedom of speech, but that's for the government. Now for the private sector, we have these giant tech companies that are so powerful. And so they have a little bit of competition, but for the most part, they're monopolies that get away with treating people like this. It's not right, and we seriously need legislation passed. Anybody, any creator, doesn't matter if they're a big creator, small-time creator, should know exactly when their video is somehow censored or restricted. They should know exactly what this supposed offense was. And if it doesn't violate community standards, then it shouldn't happen. Just sad. Anyway, thanks for listening. This is Jim Wall. Until next time.
Cisco, do we have to leave all our good friends now?
Only until next time, Pancho. Adios, amigos.